out for our brothers and our sisters that have been oppressed, that have been put in jail for unjust causes, and these kinds of things. We have to look at people and understand that, you know, you keep taking money from people, it just amounts to bondage. It's modern-day slavery. You know, what was the African slave trade is now mass incarceration. You know, 30% of appliances that are made in this country are done through the prison system. So, you know, there's plenty of incentive to keep locking people up. As I said, they wouldn't have a job if they didn't do so. So, you know, we got to come out here, we got to make noise every single time, and we got to continue to make noise until we see some difference. That's it, man. This is the court, this is the jury. If we're not here, we're in front of the Polk County Courthouse. Again, Richard Rose, you sexually battered my wife over 2 years ago, and until I see you actually get down and repent for your sins, I'm just going to continue to make noise, because that's what I want. I don't want no money, believe me. I want to see somebody to repent. Repent to the Lord, because that's where you need to be. You need to repent for your sins. And there's many others in here that are doing the same thing. We know there was a scandal, you know, 12 officers. Captain Thompson called us into the office, by the way, with my wife. And when my wife started to cry, you know, he wanted us out. You know, a couple days later, you know, he's, you know, showing everybody his penis. Well, you know, that's the kind of thing that goes on. I mean, this isn't like, you know, hey, these are just a few guys that did this and nobody else is involved. No, I don't think so. There was, you know, plenty of evidence that these people were involved. It was coming down on them. Perhaps the department wanted to get rid of them to begin with. You know, whatever the case is, you know, something came down on them. They make a couple changes, and then everybody's supposed to accept that everything's back to normal. I don't think so. I don't think so. We don't accept that. You know, they come out here and intimidate us, come out here and listen to us, try to hold our words against us. But again, freedom of expression. If I can't speak here, where can I speak? You know, they try to say, oh, you know, you're disrupting the peace. What peace? I mean, you know, I don't see much peace when the police put their hands on my wife and throw her on the ground and sexually molest and sexually batter her, take my camera and take the evidence from us. I don't see peace in that. So, you know, the Christ said, I didn't come for peace, I came with a sword. And the sword was his word, and his word is good. And I'm standing by that. My word is good. So, what's your name, sir? Go ahead and get him on camera. You got a name, sir? Sergeant? Gross. You're a sergeant? Congratulations. So, how'd you get to that position?
Got promoted.
You got promoted? You met all the quotas? So, how many quotas do you have to meet a month? No quotas in this department? Every other department except this one, huh?
I don't know about this department. Not here.
Really? Okay. But, you know, basically you have to have so many arrests. I mean, you can't become a sergeant unless you arrest people. So, you know, you ever put your hands on a woman illegally and touched her?
No.
No? You ever thought about it?
No.
You ever looked at pornography?
Never what?
Looked at pornography?
No.
You never looked at pornography? So, you know, here it is, you know, it's the master of deception. It's all lies. All right, Em, camera off him. That's how they use lies, because in the court of law, lies are acceptable. Lies are legal. Somehow, some way, eventually, we've allowed lying to be legal in this country. So that's the first thing we need to do, is get rid of lies. We need to get rid of deceivers, and we need to get rid of deception. Because nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it, buddy. And, you know, right about now is about the time to do so. You know, the foundation's cracked. The house is falling down. It's time for the final push. Let's do it. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Where's your ID? Where's your ID?